Aries, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions. Keeping in mind these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone, so make sure to check out your other placements so that you can receive a more complete picture. And if you're interested in a personal reading, you can find the link for that in the description below, or you can send me an email. All right, my friends. Oh, community just popped out. That card wants to be a part of this reading. Okay, there you go. Let's see. What is the current energy around the week ahead for Aries? I saw a card flip over. Oh, you got lots of flippies. Okay, that one's come out. Anything else for Aries? Okay, so chop wood flipped and another one flipped. Where is it? There it is, truth be told. Okay. And now bottom of the deck is flexibility in reverse. So right away, sort of feeling this idea that it's important to remain flexible, avoiding that sort of concrete thinking where it's black or white, it's right or wrong, it's yes or no, it's not sort of appreciating that sometimes we need to be flexible and make adjustments and sort of go with the flow on things. And it's interesting. I'm seeing truth be told and chop wood both in reverse and regeneration. So you could be getting a second chance at something here, Aries. Something could be sort of something that you may have thought was, over or done, or that was it. It kind of feels like you're getting a second chance at it. Something is coming back to life here. And it feels like you have to be flexible with this situation because it's going to be very revealing to you. Truth be told can be a moment where, the truth of the matter comes out and we sort of are confronted by it when it's in the reverse. It can sort of be a time where you can't tolerate anything less than the truth about something. And that if something is misleading or withholding, or if you sense dishonesty or like a hidden agenda, you're going to sort of walk away from something like that. So you may have experienced something like that in the past where, there was some dishonesty or a hidden agenda, and you discovered that this just did not feel authentic, or this is happening now. You might be experiencing that now. Regardless, it sort of feels like you're being guided to do something about it. So it's interesting. It's like you saw that there was something going on that was less than honest, and you may have sat in contemplation for a long time about this, seeing chop wood in reverse, and not taken an action, not sort of taken a corresponding action to what was revealed to you. But it's almost like you're going to get a second chance to take that action, and it could affect a community of people. Right? So this is interesting. This is sort of a card, this community card that came out right away for you. It feels like this could involve a group of people that are around you that could shift. It's interesting. Seeing this community card can be a signal that you want to be around like-minded people. You want to be around people that get you and that you get them, and that there is no hidden agenda. And it's interesting. It's like you may have, it kind of feels like you're going to get a second chance at this. So it's almost making me wonder if, Aries, that you sort of saw the truth about something, you didn't do anything about it, and now it's coming back again. Like you keep getting confronted by something that's not as it appears, and you may have let it slide once or twice even, and it's almost like it's coming back again, and it's putting itself right in your face to be like, now what? And it feels like you're being guided to be flexible and to take an action, because ultimately it may not serve you to stick around in situations that are not honest, and also there's no sort of like-mindedness with this community. It's interesting seeing the Fool on the bottom of the deck. I shuffled off camera before I started the reading, but didn't look at anything, but that just caught my eye. So I almost feel like you're going to get a second chance at, you're going to get a do-over. That's the idea, right? Like you're getting a do-over here. I feel like this may have been something that revealed itself to you once and you didn't take the action, but now it's coming back. And it's almost like you're going to get a chance to do over a situation and take a different choice if you want to take an action that is in alignment with the idea that you're not interested in things that are false. You're not interested in hidden agendas. You know, you're not interested in things that are less than honest. Anything that's dishonest, it's like you're not interested in that. You just walk away. All right, Aries, there's your 9 of Cups. So I think you're really seeking that emotional balance where you want to be satisfied. You don't want to feel emotionally like you're letting yourself down. And there's that King of Rods. So I feel like this King is showing up in reverse for you because this situation may indeed rile you up a bit. You may find yourself feeling a little bit explosive on the emotional front. The King of Rods is a beautiful energy in the upright, but when it's in reverse, it can sort of become like a huge amount of emotional energy and creative energy sort of surging in a way that is not controlled or focused. And in this situation, that makes me think that you might be triggered by this situation, or you might in general just feel triggered when things feel false. And you're not about that life. You're not about that. It's like if it's not authentic, you're not interested, and you might even get triggered into having a reaction here that feels like it's outside of where you normally would sort of sit with your emotions, you know, and your reactions. It's almost like this gets your goat when it happens. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, very triggering, this sort of falseness. It's interesting. You could have a Leo around that is sort of part of this triggering situation. Seeing the Page of Swords come out for you says to me that same message of don't be all talk and no action. You know, this is sort of a time where you're being guided to take an action that's in alignment with your truth. And if something is outside of that truth and it starts to trigger you into sort of snapping and sort of having a reaction rather than a response, it's interesting. It's almost like you're being guided to separate yourself from stuff like that. And I feel like you're going to get a second chance at this. I feel like you may have allowed this to trigger you in the past. And now it's sort of like you're getting a second chance to look at this and address it in a different way. And it feels like you're planting some seeds here with this Knight of Pentacles because you're determined and focused to be surrounded by like-minded friends. And yeah, there's a part of you that could be overthinking this, right? There's a part of you that's sort of thinking about consequences, which is intriguing to me. That may have been what stopped you from taking action in the past. Or that could be, for some of you, what's just stopping you from taking action now, is that you're like, but if I separate from this and I pursue what really makes me feel satisfied, what if I end up all alone? Or what if I regret my actions? Or what if I, feel like that was, there's unintended consequences that I hadn't anticipated. And so you might be overthinking this a little bit and as a result sort of not choosing to do something. You're still in contemplation mode. But I seeing that 5 of Wands on the bottom of the deck now makes me feel like this situation is like a battle of egos, and it almost feels like, excuse me, that you'll just end up having a big fight. Like that's, the King of Rods in reverse and seeing the Five of Wands in reverse, that I can't help but think that if you engage in this, if you really engage in this instead of just walking away, you will end up just having a big fight. And it will feel either like it did the first time, if this has happened once already, because I think for some of you this dynamic is repeating, and for others of you it might just be happening for the first time now. But I can't help but feel like for the majority of you, you're getting a second chance to do things differently, and you're being guided away from having a fight with this person, like, because that means you're meeting them sort of at where they are, and I don't think that's where you're at, because seeing that community card tells me, and also this Five of Wands, that you're sort of leveling up. Like this is triggering you because it's sort of like, it almost feels like an opportunity to see if you are going to engage in something that sort of doesn't feel authentic to you, or if you're just going to see it for what it is and move away from it. And it's interesting. I almost feel like, I'm going to clarify because I'm curious if we'll see movement. Oh, look at that. And as I say that, we see the Strength card coming out with the Death card. So perhaps there is transformative energy here. I think you're going to choose to do things differently this time, if this has happened already. And for those of you where this is just coming up for the first time, don't overthink it. Go with what feels like you're fulfilling your own emotional satisfaction. Like, you don't have to have a fight with people. You don't have to convince them of anything. That's not your job. But you certainly don't have to stick around in situations that make you feel like it's false, or there's a hidden agenda, or you're just around people where it's like a constant ego battle and you're not interested in that. It feels like you're wanting something that just feels like-minded and balanced and in harmony and honest, and that anything dishonest just really pushes you, it pushes your buttons. And so I'm feeling like, once your buttons are pushed, you might have a hard time. I mean, Aries, right? Like, you might have a hard time controlling your reaction to getting your buttons pushed. So it's interesting. It's sort of like the guidance here is be flexible. Don't think of it as black and white, just, or yes or no, or right or wrong. Just sort of see it for what it is, and then do what makes you feel like you're meeting your own authenticity. Don't worry too much about the outcome for the others here. Page of Pentacles. I feel like this is a new day for you. You're really looking at this with the idea of a new beginning, and Page of Cups on the bottom of the deck. More transformation here. So this is you departing from something that you are not interested in being a part of anymore. So Aries is departing here. You are moving on from a dynamic that feels dishonest. It feels inauthentic. It feels false. It doesn't feel like it meets your highest good. And I think you've made a wish here. You've made a wish. Oh, thank you. I was looking for movement cards. Yes, the Chariot. There it is. You're leaving this in the dust because it's like, you want to be in an authentic vibe. I cut myself off on my train of thought when I saw that Chariot. What was I just saying? It feels like you're making a stand here where you're like, this doesn't serve my highest good to be around anything that feels dishonest or like it's false or there's a hidden agenda or manipulation in any way. So I feel like you're starting from the beginning of a new chapter. And it's interesting. I think when we do that, when we create a new chapter or a new start for ourselves, sometimes the residual energy of what we were involved in will sort of return to, it almost feels like it returns to see if we're going to still react. Will we still be triggered or not? And I think you're you're at a point where it's like, there may be a part of you that's like, oh my God, the consequences, but there's a larger part of you that's like, no, forget it. I'm moving away. I want to continue to move away and overcome my obstacles. And this is leading you to transform. We saw that death card with the strength card. So that sort of confirms to me that you're overcoming obstacles, and you're being very conscious about it. You're very mindful about where you want to engage and where you just want to sort of be focused on this new idea taking shape, taking form. And I think you're making choices in alignment with that, you know? There's the strength card coming out again. We saw it when I cut the deck. And there's the Eight of Wands, and it's in reverse. And the Eight of Wands, when it shows up in reverse, is very similar to sort of like a tower energy, where anything that is not serving you is going to show up, and then depending on your reaction, it's going to get removed from your path. I'm just going to close the blinds. It got a little bit too bright. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to get removed from your path, but it's going to show up first. So this energy of sort of this almost feels like relationships that just don't serve your vibration anymore. They're still there, and they're still going to knock on your door. But what's your response going to be? What's your reaction going to be? You know, and it feels to me like it's sort of coming up so that it can be cleared. And that clearing is the thing that I think you're wondering about, the consequences of that clearing. And you might just be thinking in terms of like, what if I don't have any friends at the end of this? You will. We saw that community card flipped over for you immediately. It's almost like once you change the signature of your energy, everything's going to work out. You're going to be making choices in alignment with your authenticity, and this is all just going to be a chapter in the past. There's the Nine of Cups again. You got it twice. I mean, that's such an amazing card to receive twice, because I think you're really going to experience some emotional fulfillment. Look at all these beautiful yellow cards. This is leading you to your fulfillment, your empowerment, your Nine of Pentacles here. You got the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. This is really about you serving yourself and you feeling empowered by your choices and where you invest your time, money, energy, emotions, where you make commitments and connections with people, and how you do that. And it's interesting. It really feels like you're just not interested in anything that is out of alignment with where you're at. And there's the Sun right behind with the Hangman. So it's really about surrendering to this idea that this new chapter is sort of coming up for you to set you free from anything that feels like it, you know, it's just out of alignment with you. There's no judgment. It's just not in balance with you. And you're not interested in anything that's less than honest or authentic at this time. Very interesting, Aries. Let's see. To close your reading, let's grab an oracle card for you to see what is the guidance here for Aries. I feel like it continue to sort of be authentic and speak your truth and sit in your power and move away from anything that feels like, you know, been there, done that, not interested in pursuing that anymore. Okay, interesting. Yeah, healing chaos. So yeah, this is throwing you into situations where it's like, let's see how Aries responds and reacts to this. Are they going to move away, or are they going to participate in the chaos, or are they more interested in the in this clearing and this healing? So this card, the message that comes with this card says here, when you receive this card, it acknowledges potential chaos or the need for chaos as an activator or catalyst for a profound new direction. If your life seems like it's being thrown into chaos, there's an underlying energy of healing present. You are being healed on many levels at this time. If life right now feels stagnant, then this card suggests that chaos may enter your life as a healing activation, and it may be unexpected. So there's something going on here. You're being pulled into a situation or a dynamic that involves a lot of chaos, conflict, and this idea of dishonesty or hidden agenda that's going to sort of turn everything upside down. But ultimately, I feel like you're just going to move away from it with that Chariot card. And then the other card you got is this beautiful stillness message. So I think it's almost like be in the eye of the storm, where it's the calm part. Don't get involved in the drama. Purify, purity, right? Oh, and there's the Power card. I was thinking about this card when I was shuffling, because I really feel like the power is shifting. You're starting to give yourself the power. You're not giving your power away to situations that are just out of alignment with you or out of balance. And it's causing you're going through a purification here. Now, this stillness card, let's see what the message is here. My cat just came in. Hi, Susie. Okay, stillness. Okay, so the stillness message says here, take a step back from a situation, a relationship, or a circumstance for a moment or two to slow down and breathe, be still, go within, and listen to your inner voice. Connect with spirit at this time and listen to your higher self. This timing is everything. A new cycle awaits. Fix things that need fixing, heal things that need healing, think things through, forgive yourself and others. And if things seem barren or even bleak, just hold on. Yeah. A new life is emerging. Sit in stillness and let it expand, because this new life is coming into focus. And I think that's really, really interesting advice. We saw here the idea of forgiveness coming out in the bottom of the deck with inner peace. And I feel like that's ultimately where you're going to be sitting in your power, is it if you don't have that reaction. We saw the King of Wands in reverse, which can sort of signify this idea of losing our cool, right? Like not being still, not going within, not finding our inner stillness in the midst of chaos. And that to me seems like a cycle that you're about ready to release and move away from engaging in things that are just battles of ego, you know? And there's that Eight of Wands again for you in reverse, talking about that chaos. The storm coming. There is some sort of truth moving towards you, and it's it's creating a new opportunity for you to sort of level up, you know, and find like-minded people and move away from things that feel like false or they have an agenda that's hidden. It's not authentic or transparent. And I feel like you're just not interested in that life anymore. Very interesting reading for you, Aries. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate your support so much on the channel, and I look forward to reading for you again soon, my friends. Take care. Sending you so much love and light.